like compare Linda Manz to Jodie Foster
I can see that.
because they're both like one fucking really hit it off.
Yeah.
Although when Linda Manz died, she had a husband.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like went through.
I always
drug
thought she was a
stuff, right?
lesbian.
And, like,
I don't
just
know
'cause
about
of the hair.
Yeah, I never thought. Yeah, well, dude, she was totally.
She
Dude,
like
you know what
all-
we got on Tubi is the fucking foosball movie. That's
What is
probably
that?
it's
I
the
don't know what's
only
that.
mainstream movie she ever made.
Really?
Yeah, she did Days of Heaven.
Uh-huh.
She did Out of the Blue. So she's done classics.
Yeah.
So Days of Heaven is one of the greatest films ever made.
It's a very interesting like filmography. I could look up her.
Out of the Blue, she did fucking Gummo.
Oh yeah, fuck.
She did The Wanderers, which is another favorite movie of mine.
Uh,
But then, like, dude, her only attempt at a commercial film was a fucking foosball movie.
That's insane.
And it's on Tubi. It's fucking
Really?
awesome.
Did
And
you
she
watch
says,
it?
and the guy, the leading man in it is
Yeah.
Leif Garrett.
Oh, shit, I
And
think
his
I remember
name's
that,
like,
but
let's
yeah.
say his name's like Tommy Ramos or whatever. She's like, I'm gonna be playing foosball with Tommy Ramos. He's a fox. Everybody calls everybody a fox.
Dude, she has the voice of like all the first wave New York punk bands, like their
Oh,
voice in real
dude,
life.
she is so fucking symbolic
They
of like
just-
of late '70s.
Yeah.
Like she's like the form. She's kind of like a acting version
They're like '70s Guinea Bronx
of like the Ramones.
Yeah, like that's what
She could have been like the mascot
yeah,
for the
like
Ramones.
Patti Smith or something. Like she has that voice.
And you never seen. Oh, Patti Smith always seemed premeditated to me.
Yeah.
Like she always seemed kind of fake.
But then like she's still kind of like that. So you're like, if it wasn't put on, she's like lived it by at this point. You know?
Oh yeah,
So, you know,
that's her like her dice.
Yeah.
Her like street poet fucking thing, her New Jersey street poet like
fuck.
Rimbaud fucking thing. Like imagine if you never grew out of that.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
That's what you gotta have Dylan Krieger on, dude. You never read her?
No. I'll
Go
read her.
find a book.
Dude, have me on that episode.
Google, yeah, you'd be perfect for that episode. But just Google one of her poems.
All right.
And you read it. She had a book called Giving Godhead that got reviewed in the New York Times, and then so I
Really?
added her on Facebook.
Uh,
She does a lot of readings now for money to
Yeah.
pay her rent,
uh-huh.
which surprised me that she doesn't have like a real. I guess she was an editor or something like that.
Okay.
But now she
Yeah.
does these like she calls them boudoir readings,
Okay.
where she basically reads her stuff in a
lingerie?
nightie in lingerie
Damn.
for money.
Fuck, dude.
But yeah, I
Dude,
do
we
want to have
need-
her on.
We need universal basic income.
Oh no shit. No shit. That's the biggest fucking argument. Exactly. You know, all these fucking people, like all these Joe Rogan morons that go like, well, you know, capitalism is what motivates innovation. They're like, no, actually, I'd have way more time
Yeah, exactly.
to fucking innovate if I didn't
Yeah.
have to fucking work.
And also, there's like 20 people that innovate, and then everyone else just gets fucked. Like,
Yeah.
gets exploited by that innovation.
Yeah,
like,
and it's not Elon Musk,
No.
and it's not Steve Jobs. Those are the guys that fucking steal the shit. It's like Tesla.
yeah, they
Not
just have
Thomas
money to
Edison.
invest in it, but it's like there's not that many innovators. And like, isn't that the reason all these people were fucking friends with Epstein? Because he would give them money. Like,
I guess so.
basic income would like fund these people so they don't have to hang out with billionaire pedophiles. Like,
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
he's
They don't have to
donating
be.
money to their
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
research. So,
Oh
like,
yeah,
there
yeah,
was
yeah. Oh, that would. Oh yeah, that wouldn't have kept it quiet. Yeah. Also, these girls wouldn't be so fucking drawn in to this guy.
Yeah,
if
to everything. Like, it would solve.
he wouldn't even. They wouldn't even know him. If Epstein was working on the same level as me, these fucking broads would be hanging out on my island, where they are free to leave anytime they want.
Yeah, dude. On your feminist island.
On my feminist, non-slut
Greek
shaming.
Lesbos
Oh
island,
no,
yeah.
no, ladies! This is what happened. No, you're in charge, and we're your slaves.
That just sounds like a fetish for you.
Yeah, yeah, my feminism.
You guys wear leather.
I know, no, I
You have a whip,
fetishized
yeah.
feminism. So you're running, you're the queen,
You're like,
and
"Joke's
we are
on
your
you."
slaves.
You're like, equality is my fetish. So you're still
Tricked
still
you, bitch.
dominating. Yeah. Joke's on you. This is all a long con.
Exactly. I want to get fucked in the butt, and if you
Yeah.
don't do it, I'm gonna shame you.
Yeah, I want a woman to be my manager.
You want to hear a joke? This is probably for watching Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah.
Is one of the jokes I got from that thing is I don't slut shame women, but I have been with slutty women who were shamed to fuck me.
Yeah, that's probably.
They'll be like, listen,
Yeah.
don't tell any of our friends we're fucking. And I'll be like, but we're married.
I like it.
Is that like? That's a total Mrs. Basil.
Yeah, it's like an old school type of thing. Like, oh, dude, I've been watching Sopranos, and like I love those. There'll occasionally be like some joke on it.
Oh no, the what do they call them? Malapropisms? Have you gotten to fucking Carmine Jr.?
I mean, I'm on like almost finished with season 3.
You haven't seen Carmine
No, I
Jr.
don't think
yet.
so.
That guy
Really?
is the fucking most hilarious
Really?
fucking dude ever. It's the dude. Everything I can't think of any. Like in the beginning, they had a few of them. Like his fucking where she's like, it reminds me of a David Hockey painting. You know, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I got another thing to point out about The Sopranos real quick. I am not on my meds, so I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. But the thing is Carmine Jr. is the king of fucking malapropisms.
Really?
Is that what they call them when you just say the wrong words?
Okay. Yeah.
I can't think of any offhand, but if you Google them, there's whole clips
Really?
on YouTube of just typing Carmine Jr. wisdom. If you type that in, dude, and just play
hilarious.
it, that'll be great.
I just remember.
But real quick, dude, here's something about The Sopranos that nobody ever points out. Do you ever notice the leg show fucking posters?
The leg show.
Leg show. I worked for that company, or I worked for the editor when I first started doing comedy, and I wasn't working. I was writing dirty fetish stories.
Really?
That's a fucking female domination fetish fucking magazine, and there's posters all over that strip club. It's an inside joke because
in the Bada Bing.
well, because they're patriarchal, they're sexist, they're
Okay,
massive.
yeah.
They beat a fucking hooker,
That's
to,
funny,
a
yeah.
stripper to death. They're like massively patriarchal. Women have to stay home.
Yeah.
But all over their walls are these fucking cuckold magazines
That's hilarious.
and shit. You should
Yeah.
play one, just
That
a little bit.
show's so smart though.
That show's really good. It's not. I like Mad Men better, but I love Gandolfini.
I was trying to write this like pilot episode of a show, so I was reading scripts, and the only good one I read was the Mad Men one for pilots.
Oh yeah, that made him.
And that made me want to watch it. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh no, that's my favorite show of all time.
Really which one?
Let's see.
Classic Moments.
Okay, Little Carmine. Classic Moments with Little
Maybe that
Carmine. That'll work.
All right.
I am reminded of Louis the whatever's finance minister. Does something. He built a chateau. Nicole and I saw it when we went to Paris. It even outshone Versailles, where the king lived. In the end, Louis clapped him in irons. So, huh? You shit with Tony? Total debacle. And Pop with his testatori is not doing anybody any good. Anything you can do to change your
This is
thoughts?
Frodo Zach
Better try,
Galifianakis.
John. We can't
Yeah.
way up here for that.
Yeah, I'm very well read.
You put your sunblock on? So as you know, Dad, Tony Soprano came to visit me recently. I bought him dinner, we talked. I'm not sure I like that he did that end run. He's an old-fashioned guy, Pop, very allegorical. I don't think it was his intention to insult anybody. You distracted me. I'm taking a mulligan. Look at this. The house sang out to us in both Miami and Taormina where we had a honeymoon. Nicole said, let's buy it.
You just about smell the salt.
You mean the painting or the view?
Both.
That's called the Trump Pale oil. Fool the eye. It was done by an artist right over here in West Hempstead. The point I'm trying to illustrate is that, of course, no one wants all-out conflict. But historically, historical changes have come out of war.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a new day.
Oh, that's the one Frankie Valli is in
We
this.
could have had a sit down. Other captains, maybe.
This isn't the UN, Angelo. I won't let what happened to my father happen to me.
God forgive me. But you may be a stronger man than your dad was.
The fundamental question is, will I be as effective as a boss like my dad was? And I will be. Even more so, but until I am, it's going to be hard to verify that I think I'll be more effective.
You can't stay up here. It's not healthy,
rules.
Carmine.
How to get to
I wish
this?
he was a real person. He is, but like that type,
Retaliation, counterattacks.
Dice does stuff like that on stage.
But JT, I gotta warn you, I'm very hands-on. I learned that the hard way. I want to welcome all of you to the first meeting of possible investors on this project. Some of you know I've had 9 pictures under my subspecies. 4 in the South Beach Strumpet series alone, each with 30,000 plus DVDs in print. That being said, I usually find it helpful at this stage to include my prospective partners and get your inputs, or notes as we call them.
So there's a script?
We wanted to surmise your interest and then tell it apart to your specificities.
That's Ben Kingsley.
No one plays a tough, ruthless, hard-hearted prick like you do.
You got it down. Trust me.
It's like Jeff Bezos.
I take that as quite a compliment. Now, I won't call it a sit-down because of the inclement negative implications. Let's think of it as a meeting of minds. Now, for whatever reason, certain incidents have expired lately that, in addition to being dangerous, could have an adverse impact on our respective bottom lines. There's one thing my father taught me, it's this. A pint of blood costs more than a gallon of gold. Welcome to the premiere of
What does that
Cleveland.
even mean?
The story of a young man who goes to pieces, then manages to find himself again. In all seriousness, however, I'd like to say a few words. Much like a child, a film has many parents. That is to say, many individuals who act like parents, or that by aversion, the film is their baby.
Dad, that was neat at the end. The creepy figurine and the crucifix.
I'm glad you caught that, Alexandra. Very observant. The sacred and the profane. One night around then, I had this dream. It's my pop's 100th
like Piss
birthday.
Christ.
He's been dead for years. The whole family's there, grandkids, everybody. He's wearing one of these gold paper crowns, like a burger. Anyway, I give him his present, this mellifluous box. So, the reason I'm here, you could probably guess.
What happened at Coco's restaurant?
This alteration you had with him.
This alteration you had with him.
You're at the precipice, Tony, of an enormous crossroad.
I love
You're at the
Little
precipice of an enormous crossroads.
Oh my god.
He's the best. That show is
He
so
talks like
good.
Pimps.
What?
Talks like pimps.
I'll tell you, their pilot is not that good.
No.
Nah, not
Oh
really.
yeah. The first season I wasn't into it.
No, not really. But it doesn't really, to me, it doesn't really kick off until
Yeah.
Jackie Jr.
Okay.
Is Jackie Jr. in the 3rd season?
Jackie Jr. I think. Fuck, I'm trying to. Dude, I'm like blanking. They're all so Italian.
Jackie Jr. He's the moron jock kid that fucking. That,
Oh, okay, yeah. It's like,
he's
third
kind of an
season,
idiot
yeah.
too.
yeah, fuck.
Yeah, but anyways,
Psychos.
you know, Linda Mann's
Yeah,
in the Wanderers. The Wanderers are where skinheads came from,
really.
because that movie came out in the 70s and everybody wore leather jackets
Yeah.
and they were bald and they were called the Baldies.
That's
And
a
her
terrible
boyfriend,
name.
she's like me. She's
Yeah.
like up to this guy's waist,
Jesus.
and it's fucking really creepy.
It's like Decline of Western Civilization.
But he's this
Part two.
giant dude, and they're called the Baldies, and so I guess they saw that movie over in England and took that style of dress, and then that became like
that Made in England movie or whatever.
yeah, they all
Or
have
like,
leather jackets. They're all bald.
Like Philip Roth is just like that skinhead.
Philip Roth is a skinhead. What?
Yeah, you haven't seen that? That's like his first movie.
Philip Roth? Oh no, you're thinking of Philip Roth is an author.
Oh yeah, fuck. Philip, what's his name? A dead author.
Oh, you're talking about
What's his name?
Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who else played? Russell Crowe played a skinhead too.
Really?
Yeah. Skinheads are good roles for actors.
Dude, R.I.P. Philip Roth.
R.I.P. Philip Roth.
Oh god. He had some leg show posters probably in his room.
Ooh, what's this?
Philip Roth.
Philip Roth, the
Yeah,
author?
Yeah.
Or?
This
The author?
stuff is all about like.
I never read of Philip Roth. I read
Yeah.
one story about one kid that won't come off a roof at a school.
No, it's all like a very like Woody Allen obsessed with sex type of book.
Yeah, Mia Farrow is dating Philip Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird. That's how obsessed. Do you imagine being so obsessed with a breakup that you go to your only competition?
Damn.
You go to your ex-boyfriend's only competition in culture.
He's dead.
Who is Philip Roth?
Yeah.
Are you sure he's dead?
Yeah, he died a few years ago.
Oh well, I watched his American Masters and Mia Farrow was his boyfriend, and I was like, what? How are you going out with this creepy weirdo? She's so creepy. She came into the Yale bookstore.
Really?
Yeah, and as much as I despise her, I was still kind of like starstruck a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, she's definitely creepy.
No one talks about Andre Previn, dude. He has quite a hit list.
Oh yeah.
And all his ex-wives, like.
Well, that's Sunyi's real father.
Yeah. Sunyi Previn.
Yeah.
She's her real fake father.
Yeah, it's her real fake father. Yeah,
She's not her daddy.
I used to love arguing that whole thing with people, and now I don't even bother. I'm like, you're just retarded.
Yeah, I mean, like, at a certain point, though, you have to be like, they've survived more than most people's marriages. So
Oh,
like,
wait, no, this is what really pissed me off. I got it, dude, fucking, there's a comedian here who likes to say he's a feminist on stage, and he still hates me over this conversation. Because I go, dude, I was like, Soon Yi survived being homeless in South Korea.
Yeah, it's like
eating
garbage.
food out of garbage. She survived an abusive mother. She fucking stole her abuser's boyfriend.
Damn.
Married him.
They're like siblings killed themselves.
Put herself through fucking 2 different fucking Ivy League universities. Is now a psychotherapist in her fucking 40s. Or probably in her fucking 40s. Like, how are you telling me that you know better than she does about who she should fucking go out with?
Did you read that like recent interview with both? Not recent, but like maybe a year ago with Woody and Soon Yi. Like they had an interview with them, I think, in the Times.
I know everything about that case.
But just like,
but she was telling all the
Woody
stories.
Woody Allen had like a quote because they were and he's like, yeah, people thought she was retarded.
Oh no! That's in a Newsweek article where when it first happened, Soon Yi put out an article in Newsweek going, "I'm not retarded." My fucking my Mia Farrow is spreading a rumor that I'm mentally retarded.
Jesus.
I'm not mentally retarded.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I like Woody Allen when he's interviewing. He's like, it's illegal for someone to marry their daughter. Like, so. Why don't you just stop saying that at least?
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, she said that that she was so frustrated by Soon Yi's inability to understand English, I guess, that she thought that if you held her upside down, blood would go to her brain and she would be smarter.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, she said she dragged a crippled kid down a flight of stairs. She locked another kid into a woodshed. Like two of those kids have committed suicide.
Yeah.
That's a fucking child abuse call. And fucking Ronan Farrow is the creepiest motherfucker. That kid's face looks like a fucking dude. He looks like
handsome.
In the creepiest way. Like a little too
it's like
handsome.
Uncanny Valley. It's almost like a.
Like it's like almost like he had fucking facial surgery to look like that. It's such a fucking weird face. I kind of want to do a fucking reaction video to him and fucking Rose. Who's the fucking chick that called herself brave because she shaved her hair off? Rose McGowan, yeah.
Like, she named, I think, her like memoir "Brave."
Yeah, but it's a picture of her shaved head.
Yeah.
So the thing it's communicating to me when
Nazis
I look at
are
it,
brave.
yeah, is that she's brave for shaving her hair off. I'm like, fucking chicks look good balds. Like, what are you talking about? Mm.
Yeah.
All right, well that's cool. Here we go.